Hey everybody, it's Marvel Heroes team. I'm Ryan Collins, real there as you may know, community manager. This is Michael Mayhem joining us for the first time on a stream, which is super awesome.
Hey
Michael
guys.
Mayhem is a power designer, and he was once part of our community like you. We're here to show off today Black Panther level 52 design review, Doctor Strange, some cool reveals of costumes. We're going to get an echo really quick because that's my bad. We're going to show off a team up that we haven't revealed. We're going to show a model sheet for them. Then we're going to take some questions. We got a cool, awesome weekend event going on this weekend, so we're going to share that. And let's do this.
All
Let's
right.
show off some Black Panther. We're going to show you guys the new Black Panther level 52 design review. Michael Mayhem here, as everybody knows him, has been working with him and the rest of the design team have been working their butts off to get this guy done. And get this guy, he should be coming out next week, actually. He's coming out next Thursday or Friday.
Next Thursday, thank
Yeah,
you.
I can't wait.
So let's
Super excited.
start with one of my, I think my favorite of the new powers.
So I mean, well, let's also talk about like Black Panther in general. So Black Panther in our game, for those unaware who may not already play him, what we did, what our pillars were for this guy. We always talk about our design pillars.
Absolutely. I think the very first thing we did with Black Panther is we said we have to get, as you can see in the gameplay right now, we have to get more claw action in there. Black Panther is more known for, I think, claw combat than
Absolutely.
any other character in the Marvel universe.
Yeah,
probably.
he is
maybe not Wolverine.
awesome vibranium claw. Well, Wolverine kind of, I guess.
It
makes
kind of
that.
has to.
But yeah, so yeah, awesome vibranium claws are kind of his thing.
So we gave him several new claw attacks, so you can build a completely claw-based build.
Which is something I bugged Michael Mayhem about for months. He'd be like,
Absolutely.
can I build a claw Black Panther? I want old school Fantastic Four Black Panther.
I think everyone was asking for that.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. It was all me though, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, all you. We'll give you all the credit. For his knife builds, we still kept them, obviously. We wanted to include as many different build varieties as possible. One of the things you'll immediately notice is that the old triple throw is now a much more important looking attack here with a full fan of 9 knives per
It
cast.
looks so good.
Looks so good, and it hits a much wider and more consistent radius than it did before. So his area clear times are definitely something we had to focus on. His signature, can we show that off?
Can you show off the signature? This is pretty amazing.
It is.
Let's show it off. Let's kill some. Let's just defeat. Heroes don't kill. Sorry.
Defeat.
Defeat. Let's defeat some Hydra mech. Let's do this.
Ah,
So we summon the Panther god or goddess herself, as we learned
Goddess.
recently. It's a god. It's also a god. He has a male form.
Is it
They
really?
have a male form.
I did not know that.
So they I know this because they have different strength levels in each form, 20
Huh.
and 30 times respectively. Very interesting. But yeah, so you summon the goddess herself to just absolutely devastate, like just absolutely destroy. I mean, you're summoning a goddess, and you expect it to have a pretty big effect on your poor unsuspecting Midtown friends here. Let's do it again. Oh, okay,
Oh.
there you go.
Just
I
massive
noticed
damage.
people in the chat have pointed out we have commas now. I love the commas. I'm freaking out about this.
Yes.
One of my biggest things is playing like Moon Knight or somebody or Punisher is like, was that 10,000 or 100,000? I like because the numbers are going so fast. I'm super. I don't know. I'm a total geek for the commas. So we decided that like for things like especially XP was really hard. Like you ended up counting digits. And
Yeah.
that just feels awful. Like you're like, how much XP do I need? So we added commas and they should make it a lot smoother. We'll see how I'm curious to see what people think. Man, that Panther every single time is just good.
Super
It
good.
is good.
We actually went ahead and added a little new feature. I don't know if you know about. Our buddy across the way, Mr. Psylocke,
Oh yeah.
said that if you're encountering a giant avatar of a panther god, you're probably gonna cower in fear.
You're gonna cower in fear. So,
So-
it has a cow. It has cower on it.
It has a cower
As
on
it
it
should.
now.
As it should.
Every-
If a giant ethereal panther goddess or god destroyed me in such a, oh man, it's so good.
So good.
People are digging it. I love the claws and the roll and the cone throw.
Yes.
Just feels so much better now. Like he feels so very effective. Like so, as we were saying, some of the pillars was like Black Panther was pretty darn good. He's had pretty crazy single target. He's pretty good for a melee guy survivable wise, but he had, like some melee characters have, he had clear time problems. Like he had jungle snare, which was great, but it shouldn't be his only AoE.
Absolutely.
And so we wanted to make sure he had many forms of viable AoE, so every Black Panther player can kind of have their own digs. And I feel like we really hit that. We have that, which is like the craziest screen clear ever.
If anyone has problems clearing screens with that thing.
That is going to be the, I have a feeling, the screen clearer of choice.
Definitely.
Somebody wants me to give away my jacket. I can't. It's very nice. I love my jacket. I also, people were commenting, I did shave my beard a little bit. It came back though, so it's okay. It's not as mighty.
You're not the bearded one anymore.
I'm not Samson. I unfortunately don't lose my power when I cut my beard. Well, maybe slightly. Oh, okay, maybe a lot. But yeah, so just, I'm really digging, like, the way he feels now is just way he feels really snappy. He feels that, like, when I was building him over this past week, like, I felt like I had tons of choice with him. I love his what is it called? The Savage Swipe? No, not Savage
Predator's
Swipe.
Frenzy
Predator's
now.
Frenzy. I love this thing. It just feels good.
Yeah.
I love all of his claw abilities, all of his dagger abilities now. They feel like cohesive, that like you mix it up and really, I don't know, just kind of carve out your own Black Panther for what you dig, what you like for him. I think it was, we had a pretty cool, we came to a pretty cool consensus of like a balance between claws and daggers.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of everybody, because Black Panther in the comics, like, he uses daggers, like he throws daggers, he has all kinds of great vibranium weaponry and tech, but it's not his primary thing, and like it should be something you can mix into everything. And he has mines, the minefield, which is pretty ridiculous.
Unfortunately, the minefield's explosions are a little off in this build.
Oh right. This build's this build's about a day or two old, so this doesn't have all the fancy new stuff, so it's not quite bleeding edge.
I do want to show it off though, so I'm going to go to where there's not a large group of enemies. So the mobile minefield is similar to a bouncing Betty. Deploy the mine, it shoots up several little mines that anyone who walks over them gets exploded. There will be...
Except for in this build.
Yeah. they just die in this build. The explosions aren't there yet, but... Yeah, you just deploy that and kind of lead your enemies away from the fight.
I saw the VFX team working on this. It's so good. I love how it bounces out. It totally is a bouncing Betty.
Yep, pops up and then deploys all the little mini mines.
It's nice, yeah. Hey, giving him, I think, more of the tech, I think, was very important to him as a character, because that's really who he is.
Right.
Like he's not one of the smartest men in the world, and not only one of the best fighters in the world. We also, as usual, people always ask, like, did we check out his uniques? We always do updates to his uniques with the design review, so you'll be able to check that out on Test Center. We made changes to certain powers, so we changed uniques based on those. We buffed the ones that were underperforming. We wanted to carve out a little more niche builds and such. I know you guys have been working on quite a few versatile, like, at least, like, making sure that even just from a theory crafting and playability point of view, he has builds, like, he has variety of builds right out of the gate. So if you want to talk about any of those builds that you find the most interesting, like, what are you loving about his new builds?
I think my favorite build is going to be a little sub build we created in his melee daggers. So Innovating Slash's dot now stacks up to 5 times.
Nice.
So
I
you
love
can
that.
get 5 applications of it.
Oh, that's awesome. That's one of our first dots to do it that way, right?
Yes, it's actually
our first dot.
I think it is the first dot. Yep.
That's very cool.
Scything Sweep now has a power synergy where it applies 1 stack of the Innovating Slash effect. So that although that's a slower move, you can AoE apply the dot to multiple
cool. And it's the same condition, so
they're
not going to stack on top of each other.
Correct.
It also got a really slick new animation.
Oh, it did. We should show that off.
Yeah, we should show that off. So you put it on your second. You can put it on your second hotbar, or you can put it wherever you want. He's got the. I love the. Oh, it's so good. I love the flow we're adding.
Yeah.
To this.
The spin on that. It might be hard to tell on the stream, but the spin is a little bit modified. Unlike the usual PB AoEs that pulse out, it's actually in a different direction based on.
Oh, very cool. I can see it kind of arcs out of the dagger.
Right.
That's very cool. Yeah. So we did as with Daredevil, we did a decent amount of animation changes and upgrades and mechanical changes just to make sure he felt cool and fun and responsive, because that is obviously super important. Savage Strike, I know, is one that previously had a somewhat like slower, not very exciting animation, and now it has this uppercut to a backflip kick, which is awesome. And totally Black Panther as a character.
Absolutely.
So what else do we got?
Speaking of visual upgrades,
yeah, I saw this the other day and I was very impressed. I'm super excited for these. So here's the Dora Milaje, I believe it's pronounced.
Yes.
And they have they wield spears now.
They wield ritualistic spears.
No more kung fu. Just kung fu action. They are now using traditional Wakandan weaponry, which is awesome.
Yep.
And I know we based this out of panels. Like I saw the reference we were using for these to make sure we gave them the right spears and everything. What else do we got? He has some other really great. I know we made slashing lunge pretty crazy. We had triple throw. We have the freezing daggers now. Oh, we also have the other dagger throws, don't we?
Yeah, one of the most requested things from the community was that his ranged build be a little bit more fleshed out and be able to pick a few powers and make kind of a ranged niche build if you wanted to do that. And now we've given that option.
That's awesome. That's great.
Slashing lunge is, I think, probably my favorite thing about the rework. So with the enervating slash combo, slashing lunge will consume all those bleeds for a big damage bonus.
Oh, nice! That's very nice.
And
I love consuming stacks. That's that's a classic RPG mechanic that I love.
So you want to get 4 stacks of the enervating slash and then just burn right through them and get that big damage bonus. We also changed up its targeting style a little bit in a new way that we haven't done with any other movement power really. You can still use the classic charge. However, we made it dynamic to where if you're clicking and holding just on a one target, you'll continue to attack them with enervating slash through them, and go right back to attacking them. So if you want to use that stack and consume gameplay.
So you can keep building it up and ripping it right back off, and he won't go too far.
Exactly.
That's awesome. That's really great. I can think of a certain hero who could really use tech like this. He's got 6 claws, that's all I'm saying. That's very much his style. That's great. Wow, that's really cool. I didn't even realize that when I was playing him. That is a really neat mechanic. I can see a build building around the stacking and consuming of those, which is a mechanic I'm a big fan of in ARPGs.
And because it's a movement power, that we have various itemization options.
Of course, you can get some spirit back for it and all kinds of yummy stuff.
Absolutely,
just from that.
I believe one of his unique talks about
one of his Cold Tiger boots, I think. Boots of the Cold Tiger, I believe, are the ones, right? Is that the one that gives movement bonus?
It's boots, yeah.
It's boots of the Cold Tiger, which is the original concept for Black Panther, was the Cold Tiger. Bright yellow. Coal. And then he eventually appeared in like an alternate universe story later in an Avengers story as like a real character.
Interesting.
Super weird trivia. That is why what that reference is referencing. I think that was a Doomsaw reference, but it's a great reference.
I never would have guessed that.
So yeah, we also had some other dagger throw changes, which I dig a lot, and I think it's going to be pretty cool that you can work these into your builds. Is kind of like he's kind of like does everything great. We kind of turn him into just the everyman of awesome, which is who Black Panther is. Like he's the guy on the team who everyone's kind of afraid of. Like he doesn't have super duper superpowers, but
we've upgraded the freezing knife to be a ranged attack that completely 100% chance, no chance to freeze anymore. It freezes the first target it hits, and then slows anybody else that's nearby.
I'm going to say you're driving our fans crazy that you're not picking up that Eternity Splinter. We're going to go get that Eternity Splinter for you guys. Don't worry.
It's coming on the way.
Oh, whoa. So yeah, the freezing daggers I think is a pretty cool niche for his build. It's like a pretty cool just something to give him of like it's like a reliable CC and it's range, which is new for him to have reliable range attacks besides just clearers, which is cool. There were some others, right? There was another dagger throw.
There's one more. This is kind of the alteration of the original triple throw, as we gave him a basic attack that does the 3 daggers, but in a much tighter formation than they did before.
So it's basically 3 single target damage packets.
Correct.
That's really cool. I like the formation of those, all 3 at once.
And they also, to give a little bit of extra gameplay, they do bonus damage to slowed targets. So you open up with the freezing arrow and then barrage them with the knives after that.
People are asking about Shuri. Shuri is unfortunately not in this build, as we just discovered not long before the stream. They were working on her really quick. They were changing some things about her. We super wanted to show. They're working on her VFX, but she needs custom VFX for her claws and stuff. She's obviously a different size than Black Panther, so she's not going to be able to be shown in this build. We do have her model sheet. We'll show off her model sheet. If you guys are unaware, Shuri is the enhanced Black Panther costume coming out with his design review, in which it is his sister who once became the Queen of Wakanda, and is also became Black Panther, and is super freaking like just a gorgeous model, like one of my favorite models in the game so far.
Shuri does look really nice.
They did our team did a tremendous job. Sorry we can't show her off today. We're doing a stream next week, and we'll show Shuri off a bit then, when we're going to be talking about team ups. I'm very excited to talk about team ups. I know Michael May's probably going to be back for that because he's been working on those very heavily as well. This guy the design team is always working on everything. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. we don't get much guest around here.
Oh, come on.
It's all for good, though. It's a labor of love.
There you go. When I'm at home, I spend a lot of time actually playing our game, too. So I come to the office, I talk about our game all day, and I go home and play it all day, all night. Speaking of which, I found out I can't decide between Doctor Strange and Black Panther now, who I want to play next week. You made me very sad for that decision because I love melee characters, but
Yeah.
this is going to be tough.
Doctor Strange.
We should show off Doctor Strange.
Okay, let's switch.
I think
over.
people are probably waiting for some Doctor Strange. Somebody asked if you were German. You're not.
I am
I
not.
hear you're not
I'm
German.
not German.
Somebody clarified you're from Michigan, which is almost the same thing. I hear.
It's close.
It's actually. So the good Doctor Stephen Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme himself. This guy has turned out amazing. I wanted to preface this preview. So all of his VFX are being finalized and going through the process right now. So we can't show you everything because there's some stuff that's not ready, and they're so good looking that we only want to show you the stuff that's finished. So we have a set of skills here we're gonna show you. We'll tease a bunch of his mechanics. We'll tell you about how he plays a bit, and I am so excited for this guy. This is, oh man, I'm excited for every hero. Obviously, I come on the stream and I tell you guys how great every hero is, and that is true because I'm super excited for all of our heroes, and I play all of them and I have a problem. But this guy, I think, will impress everybody. Like, I think he has the best. He's the most expensive hero we've ever made, just in time-wise.
Yeah.
Like, just in mechanics and art alone. Like, took even more than Ghost Rider, who was our previous record.
Ghost
we hit the
Rider-
highest bar.
We thought Ghost Rider was the bar, and then
It's like, oh, Doctor Strange. Turns out he does a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And he looks good while doing it.
And I have to give props to a visual effects artist because they took the concepts of what we said and they said, no, we can make better. We can do better.
We can do better.
Yeah.
You might scooch in the camera. So let's show off Doctor Strange. What do we got? Tell us a little bit about the good doctor here.
All right, so Doctor Strange is, I think we'll go back to the original design goals. Doctor Strange is someone who, the very first thing we decided on when we were building his power kit was that he doesn't really use one spell. He rotates his spells in the comics. He doesn't really stick to one move. He doesn't just shoot guns or just throw fireballs at people. He mixes and matches a bunch of different spells from
right. Like if you read a Doctor Strange comic, my favorite thing about that is they'll show, in mostly modern comics, they'll show what spell he used and what page of the Book of Ashanti it's on, and like the bottom left or the right, and it's like every panel is a different one. Because like he's mixing. He's a spell slinger. Like,
yes,
he's really about utilizing the full damn book.
Right.
And it's a big book.
It's a big book, yes.
It's a big book.
And we squeezed as many of those as we could. He has a lot of spells in the game that are direct spells in the Ashanti book.
Almost every single one that I can think of.
Yeah.
I can't think of any that aren't.
2/3 of his just raw powers on the tree are
straight out
literal
of the Book
direct
of
spells.
Ashanti,
Yes.
Oh, I understand. I've already realized which ones are not direct spells.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that though.
Yeah. To mimic the rotational spells that Doctor Strange uses, he has more cooldowns than most heroes, but he has a secondary resource mechanic called Mysticism currently. Good change.
Mysticism.
It's fine.
Sounds good.
That when he reaches full, and every time he uses one of his cooldown powers, he gets a pip of this secondary resource. And when it reaches full, his next cooldown power will reset all of his cooldowns, or give him I think it's 15 seconds currently, shaved off of whatever cooldowns are currently up. So when you rotate...
Oh, right. That makes sense. So we should clarify what we mean by reset and shave off 15 seconds.
Yes.
Because that is...
it's not quite the same.
That is not quite the same. So we should... so it's that when you hit 5, right, you spend 1, and it gives you 15 seconds off all your cooldowns, which for almost every single incantation spell... Is resetting it.
There are I think only 2 spells that are longer than 15 seconds that are very powerful that we didn't want.
Those are the
double casts.
Those are the big boys. Yeah, those are pretty crazy. And we'll talk about some of those.
Okay.
And if we can show some, but what we can show, we'll show.
We have actually the longest cooldown, the most devastating one approved, so we can use it.
I'm very excited.
So let's just start with some basic combat first. Fly over to some areas here.
I am so freaking excited. I'm like holding my breath for this guy and Black Panther.
Absolutely crazy.
It feels like every month we keep raising the bar on awesomeness on our characters. So we got some cloak levitation, the bolts of Balthak there, and Fangs of Farala.
Fangs of Farala. I love how these turned out. They're a little bit odd at that angle. You can see the actual teeth coming out.
I love the teeth, and we have game sound turned off just so you can hear us. And a lot of his audio is not fully complete. It'll be complete by the time it hits test center. But they make great crunching sounds when they go through.
I think it's time for a very iconic spell everyone's expecting, the Crimson Band. The Crimson Bands of Sidorak, based on, as most people probably know, Sidorak is the god who gives Juggernaut his powers. And this is a great CC, wrap everybody up with him. Oh, he's so good. So good.
The thing just looks.
Oh, I
so
just triggered the Vapors of Valtor.
Vapors of Valtor. Any Doctor Strange fan obviously knows what this is.
Yes, conjures up a storm, traditionally used for, I believe, more displacement and hiding, but has been known to do thunderstorms as well.
Yeah, he has thunderstorms in there too. Yeah, it's something he would put over like his house to hide his house and stuff, and the team if they're under attack.
What else we got in this build?
I love his beams, how they pierce directly.
Yeah, the beams turned out so well, way better than I kind of thought they would in the original design.
And that's his basic attack.
Basic attack.
One of the cooler powers in the game. He's such a spell slinger. Level 1.
Level 1 basic attack.
Does he also start with Fangs of Ferala, right?
He does, yes.
I love that ability as well.
Fangs of Ferala also ties into his cooldown mechanics. It gets bonus damage for every incantation that you have on cooldown. So, So if your cooldowns are up and you don't have the big daddy spells to use, then your fangs will be significantly boosted as a result.
You can beat up a bit.
Be fine.
Yeah. So incantations, for those wondering, are your cooldown powers.
Correct.
There's anything with a cooldown for his spell slinging is called an incantation for him.
Yes, and most of those also refer to the I believe it is a demon, correct? That. Conjuring, so it's the Ferala demon. And
the Ferala, so you guys might know the Fearsome Fist of Ferala is one of our items in our game, because we love to use the Vishanti gods as items, for item names and artifacts and such.
Here we have 7 Sons of Sinibus. It's a mouthful, isn't it?
It's a 7 Sons of Sinibus.
7?
Okay, we're never going to say that again, ever.
Moving on.
But it is a classic, awesome Doctor Strange spell that just tears off people. It's pretty straightforward. You know, it's nothing too nothing crazy. It's just a nice looking little cone of death.
And the cone of death is quite serious. It has, I believe, bonus crit and crit damage.
Oh, whoa!
So, yeah,
he doesn't mess around.
Yeah.
I love it. It has like crystals. Yeah, it's pretty.
I want to see.
neat.
I want to use the Vapors when we got a lot of guys because it demonstrates some serious power.
Oh, I love it. I love the.
I don't even have to do anything.
I love the seal that it leaves behind in the center of the storm. It's the eye of the storm, if you will.
Beautiful, beautiful. I think we have a couple more powers in the end here. So Doctor Strange's first tree is kind of what we've been showing off so far, his very offensive-oriented spells. His second tree is his more supportive spells, such as the Shield of Seraphim, which is a team-wide heal and shield. Team-wide.
You're gonna want to call Doctor Strange. You're gonna make a house call if you're going on a nice raid. Oh, nice. We can try to tank 3 or 4 bosses. Maybe not a great idea.
No, I don't.
Considering you're not fully geared because we're just on a test account.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave Tombstone alone for now.
He actually gets work done. He gets in and punches your face in.
Yeah.
I love the Cloak of Levitation. So yeah, Doctor Strange, not unlike Human Torch, never touches the ground. He loves to float around and just sling spells. He's not really one for jogging, for a nice jog.
That decision was also helpful to a couple of his animations. Specifically, there's one that I know is a good example here called the Winds of Watum, which is an extremely powerful PB/AoE that pushes enemies back away from you. And the animation came out quite amazing, if I do say so. But it would not work if he was standing still.
Yeah.
A lot of his animations call for that
for him to be
always levitating state. Let's show off a couple of other powers here. This is originally inspired by a community thread.
I know this one. This is okay. Let's show that off.
The Seal of the Vishanti.
Seal of the Vishanti, the classic. This is often like in the comics. This has been used channeled by multiple people. It's like this crazy, ridiculous. So explain what this one does mechanically, though. So
long as the seal is on the ground, and any allies, including yourself, that stand in it gain a damage and defense boost.
Nice.
So against tough encounters, this is a positional tool where it kind of tells everybody in your group to say, stand in this field and let's just burn this boss down.
Right. Something I really like about what we've done with Doctor Strange, as with I feel like we do with many of these, like any spellcaster in the Marvel Universe kind of is, he does have a lot of great team powers. Like, he isn't just the guy who goes in and like a gunslinger and kills everything. Right. He's not the Punisher, frankly. He's not the Punisher.
I see you did
yes, I see. And he's the guy who, he has been part of the Defenders, the Avengers. He's all about
everybody.
Just about everybody. He's been around as far as teams go. And he has a lot of great support utility. He has a lot of crazy offensive powers. Let's show off the. We didn't show off the. Can we show off the shields of the Seraphim?
I think we did a couple of times. I may not have pronounced it. So here's the shield.
I love it. I love the magic.
The runic bands.
Like the runic bands that surround him to show off all the seals.
I love just various power interactions that Strange has, just like the two that I performed there, the Crimson bands into the Vapors. The Vapors doesn't have any innate CC attached to it, but when you mix it up with one of his crowd control powers like the Crimson bands, you just sit there and everyone's trapped and taking lightning bolts from the sky, and it's so good.
Seems like our stream quality is getting slightly low.
Should we move out of Midtown?
Yeah, we can move out of Midtown for now. Let's head maybe to, where do you want to head up?
We could just show off some stuff in the training room, perhaps?
Sure. Somebody asked if there's going to be a bundle for Black Panther with the new enhanced costume. I'm sure there will be. I'm sure you can look forward to that. We typically do that for enhanced costumes, like the ones that change character. Because like, if you're a new fan and you really like Shuri, and you don't necessarily want to play T'Challa, it's a great opportunity to get them both at a pretty decent price. Let's get to, let's see what we can do about the stream quality, though. Is there anything we can do? I'm very sad, guys. I'm sorry for the low...
It actually seems to be better now that we're in the training room.
No, it's
not.
Seems like our broadcast channel is giving out some free goodies, though. I don't think we're going to be able to fix the stream quality during the course of the stream, and I'm sorry.
That's unfortunate.
I'm sorry about that, guys. It's very sad, because it looks so beautiful. You guys can still see the crazy VFX. Do we have any other crazy spells to show off?
There are three more spells we can show off.
3 more. Let's show them off. Let's
so
do this. We can also talk about his one mechanic we haven't even talked about.
Oh yes,
which is like one of the coolest things that he does.
We're
not even there yet. We're just on the awesome spells.
I'm sad that we can't show it off, but it's well worth the wait. So last 3, let's burn through these. 7 Rings of Ragador, very iconic spell.
I love it. We also have an item that is based on that, the Ringed Ruby of Ragador, which is also a mouthful. Jesus.
So it's a projectile deflection spell with a giant, awesome shield. Deflects projectiles, restores spirits.
Whoa,
really nice looking.
That is the coolest looking shield in the game.
Yeah.
Sorry, every other shield except Cap's shield. He's got a cool shield.
Cap's got a good shield.
He's got a classic shield.
This is, I think, probably my favorite power that turned out because it got changed as we went along. Various engineering and art both had a lot of input on this. The Daggers of Davigoth. We showed this off in the forums a little bit, but it looks so much better when you...
I love that so much.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is based on another iteration of this in another game. We got a little bit of inspiration, which is always good to give props.
Can we give the shout out?
We can give the props. We can go for it.
The Daggers of Danak from Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yep. We went for the more comic accurate version, if I recall. We went for the Daggers of Denaroth.
Yes.
Which is directly from Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I wish I could cite the various comics, but the general concept of the Daggers from Marvel vs. Capcom is they had that delay.
It feels good too.
Yeah.
And so we have the homing with the nice delay. And I love the homing. It's so good. And yes, somebody said Dr. Alliteration. Yes, so many of his things, like the Ringed Ruby of Ragador,
yes,
and the Daggers of Denaroth, and all that goodness. I mean, there's the of, but it breaks it up a bit. I absolutely love it. Man, this guy has so many just ridiculous abilities.
So many awesome powers.
So go back to the Daggers of Denaroth.
Yes.
What kind of mechanics is, besides the ridiculous homing, is that it's a basic, right?
It's a basic attack with 5 hits every attack, and it ties into his other mechanic, which we'll be talking about shortly.
Yes. So let's talk about it. We can't show it today.
One last power.
Okay, we got one
last power. I've been saving the best for last. I think the Demons of Danak, one of his most used powers in the comics.
Love this.
That's the Gong power.
Oh, it's still cool though.
There's the demons. So this invisible demon shows up and starts slashing and hacking away at your target.
Oh, that is so good.
I shouldn't have put it behind a wall.
It's okay. I'll move that little speaker system that I love. We got some demon action here. So yeah, basically these are demons from the other dimension, they're demons basically, and you are pulling them from their dimension to attack your targets.
Yep, and
he does in the comics, it's with the slashes and everything.
Yep.
he has so many ways, I think is very clear, to kind of layer his damage, and like with the way we've set up the cooldown mechanics, like he's all about, like, I can't even explain it. Like, he's all about just making a smart combo and making it feel good and timing it right and keeping in mind that you can do mysticism to clear your combos.
Yes, the mysticism stacking is it's a very simple mechanic, but it has a lot of depth to it. Players that are advanced will figure out like the best rotations and how to maximize and get those big powers to come off cooldown as fast as possible.
While also doing maximum damage while bringing them off cooldown.
Right, of course.
So it's not necessarily just the fastest thing; it's also fast plus most damaging.
Right.
So like in everything in between, and also dealing with trash and everything, you have to kind of manage really smartly.
Yeah,
which I really like. I'm so curious to see what people come up with.
Yeah, I suspect Doctor Strange will have a lot of heated debates on what is the best build for him.
Absolutely. I think it'll be pretty cool to see what people come up with for him. Somebody asked for a Defender's Insignia. Defender's Insignia, we will probably be doing once we have one more member after Doctor Strange, because we have we have another guy named Silver Surfer who's coming along. So that's probably what we'll do, a Defender's Insignia, so that we can have most of the core original lineup.
So let's talk about the third tree a little bit, shall we?
Let's see. Sure, yes. Let's talk about Astral.
Astral.
We can't show it off, though. It's not done yet. But yeah, I'm super excited for you guys to
There's very few powers we can show off. Oh, actually, we can show off the images.
Show off the images of Icon.
So this is...
which is, I think, another item.
Whoa. We lost. Yep. So the images of Icon are mirror images that Doctor Strange projects in front of himself that can distract and taunt enemies for you. So if you're in any kind of danger whatsoever, your team can hide behind the mirror images.
I love it. I love it so much. It's good.
Very good defensive tool. I kind of forgot that I had it in Midtown.
In Midtown? That would have been nice.
I was escaping too often when all I needed to do is taunt guys away from me.
I love that you're throwing out...
Yeah, just chuck some dudes out.
Like throwing out images of yourself. We can't show off... People are asking about the signature and the ultimate. We can't show those off today. They're not quite finished. Like I said, they'll be on Test Center incredibly soon, though.
Can we talk about them?
Check about yours. Yeah, sure.
All right.
We can talk about. Let's not. Let's just let it be.
Okay.
They can see what they see, and let's call it a day.
All right.
There's an image there.
There's a lot of
there's some
hints going on.
Some Doomsaw-esque teasing there. I know he's in the chat. So let's talk about Astral, though. So talk a little bit about Astral and where Astral came from and everything about Astral.
Okay, so Astral. There was a point in time which a very smart individual here at the company,
I don't know who that is,
told me to play more with the astral projections in the Doctor Strange build, and we took that concept and we just ran with it. So astral projections for Doctor Strange is a very unique summon system, unlike anybody else.
Absolutely.
It has ties kind of similar to Loki's, but not in the sense of their actual fighting pets. They're projections of himself that will twin cast and clone your powers as you cast them. So it looks amazing. So you press the astral projection button and then perhaps use the bolts of Balthak, and every time you throw the bolts out, the beam, your mirror image or your astral projection will clone it alongside you. That works with the bolts of Balthak, the daggers of Dabaroth, and the fangs of Farala, which are all three of his damaging, kind of more spammable powers. So that they won't twin cast incantations because those are more for Doctor Strange himself.
Those are something that Doctor Strange has to manifest himself.
Correct.
They're incredibly powerful. It's not just he can't just multiply himself and put it out there.
Yeah. So these three powers are able to be used by his projection form. He also has another power that allows him to take the cost that it takes to maintain that and double it in exchange for another projection.
Oh no.
And so internally we've dubbed that Astral Legion. It might not be the final name, but I think it's pretty cool. You can have up to currently 5 of these projections active at once. By doing so, your spirit will go down very quickly, so you need to maintain, use it at the right time to bring all these projections out. But when you have 5 projections all copying a spell like this, all centered on one target, it just looks gorgeous.
It looks amazing, yeah.
And it lets you burn through bosses really quickly through that.
It feels super good. I'm super excited for people to be able to try it out. I'm so excited to see the crazy builds that people come up for this guy. He has so many tools in his kit and so many unique mechanics that he and his VFX are insane.
Yes.
I cannot wait.
Oh, there is one more power in the astral tree. I'm sure people have been asking about this. Astral form, where he manifests directly into the astral plane.
Of course.
We can't show that one off yet, but
it has some crazy VFX.
Crazy amazing. You actually do shift into the astral plane. Everything looks different for a short time.
I feel like such a tease.
I know, we can't. I wish we could show that one off.
Like I said, we'll be up on Test Center very soon in the next couple of days, probably early next week. As far as I know, I'm not sure on the exact schedule. And I can't wait to hear what you guys think of him, all the crazy stuff you come up with. I'm sure we'll have plenty of feedback to work through. And I'm super excited, actually. All this Astral Form goodness is going to be crazy. Doctor Strange.
His builds are just unbelievable.
He's turning out pretty crazy. So we're going to show off today. We're going to show off how Shuri looks. So we're going to do a couple teasers. We're done showing off Doctor Strange for now. So we're going to... sorry, I know he's amazing. And so we have Shuri here. This is the enhanced Black Panther costume. This is the first look at her actual model sheet and what she's going to look like in game. As I said, her claw VFX are still being worked on and everything, so she's not quite ready to show in game. She's got this awesome necklace that swings. She's got a cape, quite a long cape actually. I kind of dig the long cape. So yeah, she is going to be awesome. She's an enhanced costume coming out with Black Panther's level 52 design review.
I love the feather headdress there on the shoulder.
Like the feather, like the fur.
I
think it looks great. It's directly off of Black Panther #1 from like Volume 4 or whatever it is that she is the star of, obviously. So that's Black Panther, T'Challa's sister, who became the Queen of Wakanda, and she is great. I can't wait to see her running around in game. I've been loving all our ability to get new characters into the game via these costumes that when they share powers or movesets with other characters, it's been awesome. Mm-hmm. Like it expands our universe every time we do it.
I haven't heard her voiceover yet.
It's quite good. I wish we could show it off today. I'm sorry about this. I feel like I'm such a tease today. Everything is like, oh, it's awesome, but sorry.
You'll have to trust us that it's awesome.
So yeah, so let's show off who is next. We're going to show off the classic Doctor Strange. I wanted to talk a bit about classic Doctor Strange. So as you know, this is the main man. This will be his default costume, and you get Doctor Strange Day 1 next week. This is him in his old school duds. Not his first appearance. First appearance, he didn't have the cloak of levitation, but it's basically everything everybody knows him as forever, for now and forever. He is rocking the mustache, which I friggin' adore. I wish I could grow. Everybody jokes about my beard, but I can never grow a sweet mustache like that.
It takes skill to get that good of a mustache.
That is pure. There's a lot of comments about his cape. I know that the art team is actually going to be revising his cape, so worry not. We'll have that for you guys. You guys will be able to see that next week before he comes out, and hopefully you guys will dig it. It's not going to be like insanely huge, crazy, over the top like my good friend Moon Knight, but it'll be larger. It'll be great.
It's definitely an improvement, more cloak style than the cape that he has currently.
Right. And in the comics, his cape is insane. Like, his cape is any size he wants. It's big, it's huge. It wraps him up and everything.
You could make a whole playable hero just of the cape of levitation.
Just his cape. Let's cloak of levitation. Send it out there. I guess it is a cloak. That makes sense.
A cloak.
So now let's talk about a costume that has no cloak of levitation, which is the next one here. So this is the Defenders. This is a T-pose model sheet, as you can see. It's not quite in game yet. This is the Defenders costume from the Matt Fraction series a couple years ago, where he led Red She-Hulk, Namor, Silver Surfer, and Iron Fist. I think that was the whole team. And they fought Noel, and they did all kinds of crazy stuff in Mount Wundagore. And I adore this costume. Even though I love classic Doctor Strange, this is my costume. Like, I love the Matt Fraction stuff. I love the art it's based on. I love the way it turned out in game. I think the black and the red really feels awesome when you're spell slinging. You feel like a crazy gunslinging madman of spells. And it just feels good.
I'm completely torn. I really love the original. I love that almost over the top look that Doctor Strange has, and this is very, very serious, but it's also amazing. So I don't know which one I'm going to play yet when we do the live game.
That's fine. That's absolutely fine. I'm pretty stoked on it though. So the last thing we wanted to show was we're not going to talk about this mechanic yet, but we wanted to reveal the team up that Doom saw on the forums, Mr. Teaser Express everywhere every day, spoiling all the things, which is who's in the chat, so I'm totally making fun of him. So we're going to show off the last team up and reveal her today, which, as many people actually guess, is Firestar. Firestar, as you guys may know, was first appeared in Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, so she is the perfect person for a team up. Her entire existence is being a team up. Like, she was created to be like, hey, Spider-Man needs somebody else to team up with. Boom, let's create this brand new character. So Angelica Jones, she's an Avenger nowadays. This is her more modern costume. This is based on the Kurt Busiek run from the early 2000s of Avengers, when she was an awesome Avenger and was with Justice, I think, which nobody knows who that is. Don't worry. It's okay. I like that guy. Vance Astro. And so she's going to be a team up. She's going to have her awesome microwave powers, and she's going to fly around and flame, like burn the crap out of everything. She is awesome. Her VFX turned out amazing. I was super impressed with her flight and the way she moves around.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how different she was going to be from someone like Torch, who already had the iconic fire character in the game. But the VFX, again, our visual artists did an amazing job making her look very unique.
Right. Yeah. Well, her powers differ a bit.
Different,
yeah, because they use microwaves to create heat and such, and they really our team really ran with that. So I'm super excited for everybody to check her out.
Yeah, there's a lot of distortion and very light bending.
Yeah,
tricks
and she has like a nice aura around her that really shows how she flies in comics. So yeah, she is the newest team up we're sharing. Team ups, we're gonna have more information on that next Friday for the live stream. I'm probably gonna have Michael May back here. We're gonna be showing off team ups, which is a brand new mechanic. If you want to explain what team ups are, just at least in let's give a couple sentences of what team ups are to get people to understand what we're so excited about. Huh? Yeah, let's switch back to us.
Hey. So team ups are akin to a lot of the action RPG genres have had bodyguards of some kind. This is our take on the bodyguard type system. You can have these access to your character in several different ways. We wanted to make sure everybody, whether you enjoy summons, whether you're not a terribly big fan of summons, you'll have choices to use these team ups in whatever way you want and customize it to your personal playstyle.
Right, and so that is a huge thing because we had a lot of debates internally about how they should work. Right, should I have this all the time? Should I have it sometimes? What should I do with this team up? Some people felt really strongly. I felt really strongly about how it should be. And some people were like, well, I don't necessarily want it out ever.
Right.
So why would I not get this bonus? And so we've made a system that helps everybody and is good for everybody. And all three of those kinds of people who pretty much cover the whole thing can be happy, and they can build them themselves and get them their own way. Plus, you get 30 free item slots with them.
30 free item slots is nothing to laugh at.
There's nothing to laugh at. We should show off, actually. We have 20 item slots. I teased it on forums the other day. We have 20 additional item slots that we're giving out for free. They're just going to be added to the game. And look at all this 2 extra rows of goodness.
All this space. What will I do with it?
That was my humorous thread the other day.
You already done.
I already made that
you
thread.
Beat me to the
what am I going to do with all this space? So yeah, we're giving out that, and so team ups have additional item space for all those runes and all that goodness. We keep adding, so we understand that space is a concern. Even though we want to keep adding awesome stuff, we have to be aware that we're using your space up. Yeah.
As we add more items and more things you want to hunt, obviously we want to give you more ways to collect it.
Of course. So yeah, that is, I think that's a pretty basic rundown of team ups. So the current ones we've revealed so far are Spider-Man, Falcon, and now Firestar.
Right.
So that's 3. There might be more.
Might be.
Obviously, we'll probably make more later, but don't tell anyone I said that. So I'm very excited for that feature, and we'll have a live stream all about that and all about that goodness. We'll probably be playing Doctor Strange with all of his powers next week, so on next Friday. So if you guys are still on the fence at all, you can check him out. You can come check him out here. Plus, he'll be on Test Center next week, and we'll obviously love to get your feedback. So I think we're out of pictures to spoil, but there's 2 things we wanted to do. For one, we have somebody. Wow, we're already getting tons of awesome team up requests. And Doomsaw's dropping spoilers in the chat, as always. As always. So we wanted to let you guys know we're doing a Play with the Devs weekend. I'm going to be, as soon as I leave this room, I'm going to be posting the schedule on the forums soonish after. Once I finalize everything, I have to move everyone's schedule around. So it'll be me, it'll be Doomsaw, it'll be Michael May because I forced him to. Just kidding.
I'll be there.
Cosmic Cupcake, Amthua, Psylocke, I believe Admiral Crusher is going to try to make it. We have a crazy amount of people. Needless to say, I'm not going to keep trying to name people because then I'll forget. And then it's like the Oscars. It gets all awkward because why did you forget me?
Yeah. And while they're all playing,
this guy is picking up the cues. We're doing this weekend. We're doing starting yesterday at 6 p.m. we're doing 50% Rift, 50% Sif, and 50% XP bonus. So you get awesome items, you get runes, you get more splinters, you get 50% more XP, which is huge. Like 50% XP in a game is like, I don't know, I take it for granted, I feel.
Yeah.
And then I realized, like, oh, that's a really big difference.
It is.
It's like, man, I wish every game had that. So yeah, we're doing a huge weekend. I can't wait to play with you guys. I personally like to answer questions. I'm that play with the devs guy. Like, I like to sit and just chat with people. Doomsaw loves doing X Defense. I know Psylocke is really excited to do X Defense with people on his dev account and all that goodness and kick some butt. I don't know what you prefer.
I'm more like you. I like to answer questions. People generally have a lot of questions when we do the play with the devs weekend, and I am really bad at multitasking
me too.
of half typing an answer and then making sure I don't die.
Of course.
So I like to just stick to Q&A sessions. Although I think once Doctor Strange comes out, I'd love to do some play with the devs and just
absolutely. Well, that'll
support all the teams out there with my shields.
I'm sure we'll do another one soon, and we have a lot of good stuff coming. I'm very excited. So let us move on to Q&A.
Absolutely.
So let's switch over to the game, and you can mess around with. We're gonna play. He's gonna play some more Doctor Strange. Maybe do some Midtown, kick some butt, show off his powers. I've already shown, just in case anybody hasn't seen him. And we're gonna start taking questions. So let's check it out. It has been awesome having you guys here. Thank you for joining us as always. Make sure to follow us if you guys are interested in watching some more awesome Marvel Heroes streams. We try to do them bi-weekly. This month we kind of put them all at the end of the month because that's when we would have the most amount of content for us to show. But I'm hoping we get back to a more regular bi-weekly schedule after this month. So again, we'll have another live stream next Friday. It might be the same two of us. It might be somebody different. We'll see. But we'll be showing off team-ups and everything that Doctor Strange can do. All the voodoo that he do. He doesn't do voodoo though. Yeah. Brother Voodoo was the Sorcerer Supreme. He was awesome. I love Brother Voodoo. I just have to
way ahead of you.
Let's see. Is Nova confirmed Sam Alexander? We have a lot of stuff. We'll talk about Nova more later. We're definitely doing Sam Alexander. We have a model sheet up on the website, so you can see that we have Sam Alexander there. We'll do Nova this year for sure. You can bug Doomsaw. He's a perfect person to ask for that.
Just do it.
He's the ambassador. What else do we have? I saw also people are asking team up She-Hulk, which is an awesome idea. What an awesome idea. We've definitely talked about She-Hulk. I'm not even gonna lie. We would love to do She-Hulk. Let's see. I'd like if the Devs could take over bosses in Midtown for a special event. That would be awesome.
That'd be great.
I would take over Hulk and Hollow-Sim and crush you all.
Revenge of the Hulk.
From that time where I wasn't paying attention and got squashed.
No, actually, we have to take.
Hey, shh. Let's not talk about this. And now people are bugging. Now they're asking Jeff or Doomsaw about Nova, which is good. Thank you for listening. Doomsaw will help you. Let's see. Will specializations become standard or character based? This is the, as we know internally, anti-requisites, which is a very uncool name. It'll be character based. It's not going to be something standard. It's going to be when we have a crazy idea that we really want something to be like, we want players to be able to choose one of these. We'll use it, but it's not something we're going to be pulling out all the time. It's actually a really good question because I feel like we haven't really addressed that. Somebody said Mjolnir would take over Hulk and then one-shot himself. Probably not untrue.
There's a good chance.
There's a good chance. Team ups based off the World War Hulk arc. That would be really cool to get like Maik. Well, not Maik. She's kind of a jerk. And all those other guys. Those are awesome. Yeah. The thing I'm most excited for about team ups is the opportunity to do characters we would not do playable because like characters in World War Hulk team up, they're not really like starring characters. They haven't had enough appearances, or just characters we're not going to get to do for a while. Like Doomsaw was mentioning Dazzler earlier, and she's a character that it's like I love Dazzler. I think she's awesome. Like she has cool powers. I don't see us doing her playable like this year, obviously because we've already slotted this year. But as a team up, I think it's a pretty awesome idea. What else do we got? Will team-up characters have their own customizable skill trees? Michael May, take this one. Be simple though. Let's not spoil too much.
I don't want to spoil too much, but yes, they do have their own customizable skill trees. I believe currently we're looking at 12 powers per team up, and you may. In fact, this kind of goes back to the question about specializations. That's something that the team ups use.
Yeah, so that tech actually we are using that for team ups. Not necessarily for a new hero anytime soon, but we're definitely using that for team ups. Oh, nice. Somebody's asking for some Guardians of the Galaxy's team ups. Wouldn't that be interesting? Ooh, wouldn't that be cool? Will team ups have costume slots? The answer is no. If we do other versions of team ups, they would just be separate team ups. Right. So we're not gonna, and I mean that way we have more power over them too. Like if we want to do like some crazy version of Wolverine, that way he could be slightly different and he could perform differently than the other Wolverine and stuff like that. We're not gonna do like Bone Claw's Wolverine like Marvel's Capcom, but even though I have a great love of that.
Bone Claw.
Were you bone or metal?
Metal.
Okay, I'm bone. Any new content? Update on new content. The zoo, we haven't announced a release date for the Bronx Zoo. Obviously, you guys know about it. It's out there in the wild. We're going to do it for sure. It'll be sometime this year in the next couple of months. Hopefully, in the next. It'll be, I believe, post raids. So after the first raid comes out, that will be the best time to ask us about the Bronx Zoo, because then we will have the most possible information. I'm super excited for that piece of content. War Machine came up, that'd be awesome. He would also be awesome playable. One of the designers, the art of Roar, had a pretty awesome idea for War Machine recently that makes me super excited.
I really want to run with that idea. I think he had something special.
I think he struck gold there. I totally agree. I can't wait to.
That design sounded amazing.
Let's see.
However, I think this is a fine opportunity to say we could do a War Machine team up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then.
And then he can become playable. Absolutely. Yeah. War Machine is also nice because he's in a suit.
Yes.
It definitely helps. There was one really good question I saw. People want to know about Stark Techs. Doomsaw addressed this on the forums recently. Stark Tech are currently being redesigned from what they previously were. We'll have more details somewhat soon. We're focusing on team-ups right now. Team-ups actually have, I believe, don't they have items? They do have items. Team-ups have itemization. I don't want to get too much into it. But so there's been a lot of crazy stuff going on with items. We're making new Any-Hero Uniques all the time. We're going to be changing crafting a decent amount and we have a new crafter UI coming out and such. But Stark Tech are definitely, they're still going to happen. Don't worry. The design might change and we'll be sharing details as that comes along. That is a good question for, we'll address that in the future. I'm sure we'll have a post fairly soon about the finalized design for those guys. Because that is a question we get, obviously, like every week, and we don't want you guys to think we're ignoring you. Go get that splinter. It's going to drive everyone crazy.
It's so far.
Will there be an advanced purchase bundle for team-ups? The answer is yes. We're doing a pre-sale for team-ups. So, sorry, marketing, I spoiled that. But I'm sure people will be excited. Yes, now they're yelling at you that you forgot a splinter. Vampire Jubilee team up, that would be freaking awesome. Jubilee in general would just be awesome as a team up.
Myself and Zenith were talking about that earlier.
That's great.
Vampire Jubilee team up.
What else do we got? Sue for April. Yes, Sue Storm is April.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, I'm so messed up as far as what month it is right now. It's March, I think. It's still March.
It could be.
It could be March. So yes, Invisible Woman's coming up. She's already underway.
She's actually more farther underway than I would expect her to be at this stage. We're doing really well on the process there.
I'm super excited to start with teases for her. She has some crazy cool powers.
Yes.
We have some really cool ways to utilize her force fields and stuff. She's going to be both offensive and defensive, of course, with group buffs.
Absolutely.
All kinds of good stuff. A lot of people always ask, like, she's going to have support stuff, right? It's like, of course. Fly out of there, Doctor Strange.
I really don't want to die on this. No!
Doctor Strange down from a flying killer symbiote ball of death.
I did not expect to run into Venom.
Hey, it's okay. Dying on a stream, it happens. Isn't talking and playing quite hard?
It is. It's harder than it looks. I've joined the Cool Kids Club now.
The Cool Kids Club of dying.
Of dying on stream.
Of being defeated in stream. Let's see. What else do we got, guys? We got some awesome costumes. Ultimate Thor enhanced costume. I don't think Ultimate Thor would be an enhanced costume, but we definitely want to do Ultimate Thor. We have that. We still have that Old Man Thor coming out. Have you seen that?
Oh yes.
Oh my goodness.
Old Man
that,
Thor is amazing.
I believe is in the next couple weeks. Actually, it's coming out very soon. That is such a good costume. Everybody just laughed at you, by the way. The entire office laughed at you. I can hear. I heard them laugh, and then our good friend Michael out there just mentioned that he confirmed my suspicions that everybody's laughing at you right now.
Awesome.
So it's okay.
Well, I take it in stride.
I felt it too because you laughed at me when I left last.
And then I
stream.
joined the stream, and here I am.
And now you're
flopping.
I feel like this should actually just be a process that I bring in devs to get crushed.
Yeah.
And if we ever get the tech, if we do get the ability for devs to play as enemies, we're gonna surprise you with it.
Oh yeah. Yes, that's
with a Sinister 6 beatdown.
No, don't say.
What else do we got? We have so much awesome stuff. So much. It wasn't a Hulk one shot. That's true.
It's true. I fended him off for a little while.
Doctor Strange, you're definitely a little more geared out. Don't you also have a legendary and such?
I have a legendary, but I don't have access to half my powers. There's that.
This is true. But your powers are still pretty amazing what you're using. I love that Crimson Bands of Sidorak.
Oh, what would have been useful there is, in fact, Astral Form.
Astral
Form. It's
a
great escape tool.
You could have gotten out.
Could have gotten out alive.
I love the
shift into the astral plane. Like, it's gone.
What do we have? Will there be a Wave 2 pre-sale pack? I'm actually not sure there would be a marketing question. You should PM AFONG2 on the forums. He will have all of your answers. Actually, we just opened a new section on the forums for web store and in-game store, questions, feedback, anything you want, any issues, any questions you have, anything you'd like to see. So go ahead and post there, and he'll hopefully, I'll ask him to get to you on that. You still have, somebody mentioned you're not using your illusions. Isn't that a Guns N' Roses album? Use your illusions?
Is it?
I don't know what it's called.
I have no idea.
Do you not know Guns N' Roses? I don't know why we're talking about Guns N' Roses. We're talking about
you know what else would help? There's one power not approved for this particular stream, which is his movement power. Astral Shift.
Oh yeah, of course. Dr. Stream has an amazing teleport.
It is a great teleport.
Doesn't it also deal some damage?
It deals PB area damage when you leave and stuns anybody. So if you get in trouble, it is the perfect power to get away from.
Oh yeah, because you get out and you stun them. I love that. I love that.
So he actually has several escape tools that were not properly utilized by my gameplay. Forgive me, stream viewers.
It's okay. It's okay. We won't forgive you. You didn't get one-shotted by the hole. I will never live that down, I don't think. That time that poor Nightcrawler got smashed.
You walked right up to him.
I walked right up to him.
He had the fist out and everything.
I was thinking about the question I was answering and not thinking about the butt I was getting kicked. Long shot. Long shot would be an awesome team up. And team ups are not for a certain hero only. They are for anybody. Anybody can equip a team up as of now. So it's not like. And somebody also asked earlier if they change your costumes. So the answer to that is if your team up changes costumes with you. The answer to that currently is no.
Currently no.
Currently no. So we may have something about that later. We'll talk about later. But the answer to that is currently no. So yeah, they don't have costume slots. They can be bought with Eternity Splinters, all that goodness. What else do we got? Doctor Strange Synergy. Does he have a finalized Synergy? Is it finalized?
I don't know. I don't know if it's finalized. What is it?
What?
I think it's just mental damage currently. Yes, mental damage.
Yeah, I think
for right now, I think that's fine.
I think it's safe to say that it's going to be mental damage, since everything he does is mental.
Yes. There was a couple of other ideas that were thrown around that were a little more out of the box, but I think maybe simple for him is better since he has such out of the box mechanics.
He's already a little out of the box there.
Yeah.
And there's not too many. What is that? That was really cool. I love those little orbs.
Orbs? Oh yes, I didn't talk about the orbs. So the secondary resource mechanic.
It actually has a visual indicator.
Has a visual indicator, about that. So you don't actually have to watch the bar to know when it's active. Every time you use an incantation, you get a mystic rune that floats around your body to indicate the number of pips that you have. When all of them are full, they form a lovely pentagram.
And it follows you around.
Just
to let you know, your next one's good to go.
Yep, it lets you know not only does your next one reset your incantations, but that indicator lets you know that your next incantation is free. Costs 0 spirit.
Somebody asked for a hot pepper Twitch stream.
No.
Absolutely not. Our awesome Andrew Hare, a.k.a. King Bacon on the forums, was brave enough to brave that, so to speak.
Yes.
And I am such a sissy when it comes to spicy foods. It would be worse than Hulk one-shotting Nightcrawler. I would be like, ugh, I would converge, I would die, I would turn into a vampire and melt. It'd be crazy.
I actually enjoy spicy food, but that's not spicy food. That's just spicy death. That's just pain.
Although I'm very impressed.
He did a great job.
He did a great job. I think it was a ton of fun. What else do we have? I think we're going to start wrapping up pretty soon. Somebody mentioned Deathlock like a team-up hero. Doomsaw and I have been talking about Deathlock for like a year. Like, ever since he joined the team, we've been talking about how awesome Deathlock is. For those who don't know, he's actually on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. nowadays. He's appearing soon. And he is a half cyborg, half basically zombie from the future. Not quite bounty hunter, but like sent from an organization with a sweet laser gun that's attached to his chest. And he's amazing.
Half zombie, huh?
Yeah, he's dead. He got brought back as a robot. He's ridiculous.
That sounds like an awesome character.
He is absolutely insane. What else? How about a Thorgy pet? The Cosmic Cupcake would love nothing more than to do a corgi dressed as Thor, but I don't think we would be allowed to because it's not officially canon.
It's not a bad idea, though.
Let's answer, let's say, 3 more questions.
All right, make them good. Make them good ones.
Make them good. Do you have anything you wanted to say about Doctor Strange or about Black Panther? Because this will be the last stream before they go out.
I think we've covered pretty much everything. Black Panther, we didn't. We kind of kept the focus on Strange, but I'm really happy with the Panther level 52. Just his general playstyle, the fact that he has so many little sub builds and things that you can do with him. I'm really happy with how he turned out, and the fact that we gave him claws. The fact that I can just slash through people is going to be so much fun.
I love the claws.
Just playing that for that 20 minutes, I was just like so happy. Just
getting in there, throwing all the daggers. It feels the embossed summoning the giant panther guy is amazing.
Oh, and
it feels so good.
His ultimate. We couldn't show it off today.
We can't show his ultimate.
It's still being developed.
I can't wait for them to see it.
It looks so good.
It's so good. Our VFX team just keeps. They keep one-upping themselves.
Every time.
It's ridiculous.
Every single hero, they one-up themselves.
What else do we got? I'm going to try to get a question that's not like scheduling based. You know what I mean? Because we get a lot of questions like, when is that coming? I think let's try to get something that's
maybe a bit more
not
gameplay.
So maybe a little mechanical. More gameplay. So if you guys have any great mechanical questions about anything, just let us know. This is obviously a little more highbrow. I'm like ducking off camera to read this screen. I'm sorry for that. Actually, let's talk about Psylocke a bit.
Okay.
So yeah, like just a little bit. Let's tease a little about Psylocke. So Psylocke's design is getting through the pipe.
Yeah,
we said, Invisible Woman is pretty far along. So let's talk a little bit about Psylocke.
So we spent several meetings on Psylocke. We wanted to make sure that her design matched her character. And
absolutely.
It matched it not just in what Marvel's doing with her right now, but what she's done in the past. So she's kind of a conglomerate of various things that Psylocke has done. So she's both a psionic, a telekinetic, or telepathic, just general.
She's both?
Yeah, general.
Well, telepathic and psionic are the same.
Yeah, similar. So she has that. She also has the usual ninja-esque martial arts.
Of course.
Great. Awesome.
Got the sword and
the katanas and
so good.
Not katana, sorry, katana.
She uses one katana, comes down with fierce vengeance.
Some of the animators are really excited for some of the stuff that we've asked for. They're going to give us some. Oddly enough, you'd think that 2 katanas was unique, but not for our game. We've already done the 2 swords.
We have some 2 katanas. We have Deadpool, who has 2 katanas. Do we have
2 swords? Also, we have one other character. Who am I thinking of?
Maybe we're crazy.
Maybe it could be
Maybe
crazy.
it's just Deadpool.
Could be.
But it's important to make them distinct. We have a lot of guys. We have daggers. We have the 2 daggers and stuff.
That's what I'm thinking of Black Panther.
But so I think that's going to be pretty cool to see her with the dual katana, the single katana. I keep wanting to say dual.
I know,
katana. Dual-handed.
Yes.
Potentially.
So more kind of traditional style.
Ninja.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they're samurai, but hey.
And then my favorite of her design kit, which is going to be her Psi Constructs, which is her Psi knife and the psychic katana itself, the one that's purely made out of Psi energy. We're also grabbing a couple other one of the lesser known Psi Constructs. I don't think we'll spoil those quite yet.
No, we shouldn't. She's got some cool stuff coming, and I wanted to drop some notes about them. I think I'm very excited for how she's coming along.
Yes,
I think she's going to be a pretty cool character.
She'll definitely be along the lines of the more the Nightcrawler, scrappy, super fun, agile attackers.
Right. So like we said, like Invisible Woman is the crazy ways to use her force fields, support, but also lots of crazy good damage and the AoEs, and really we have some cool stuff planned for her.
Many bubbles.
Much bubble. And then Psylocke is the awesome high speed, like psychic ninja, which is as she should be. I mean, I basically just described psychic or Psylocke in the comics.
Yeah.
But that is how we want to make her in our game as well. So I'm very, very excited. What else? So let's get maybe one more question, because we kind of just like went into a bunch of answers there.
Let's get one really good one.
One really good question.
Question to end the day on.
We kind of have that. It's actually a good point, but I'm not going to answer that. How actually? I don't know. We can't spoil that.
Can't spoil it.
Sorry, guys. There was a question that was really good. But we can't confirm. We can't confirm or deny it.
Well, I don't even know what the question is. So.
Hey. Doom's already. Never mind.
Did he just spoil it as per
yeah,
usual?
Of course.
Of course.
That is his thing. There's a lot of good questions here, but I don't know what I was envisioning. So let's just close this down. Let's slowly cascade this into the night. No, is that not working?
I wasn't feeling it.
Are you very excited?
I saw a lot of questions in there that I want to answer, but I know I can't.
I know. That's my problem. You guys are answering way too many good non-spoily questions.
How about a completely off-topic question from yourself? Come on.
From me?
From you.
From me?
From you.
I saw a good question. Wolverine rework. Is that happening soon? The answer is yes.
It is happening. Yes. The answer is yes.
Black Widow is next, I believe, after Black Panther. We should definitely say that. That's really important.
Oh yeah. we don't want to leave the Black Widow fans to that. Black Widow is definitely next on the list.
Yep. So we should definitely. That is super important. It's not necessarily. I didn't see a direct question, but it is topical to everybody who's next. So Black Widow is definitely next. And let's talk a little bit about Wolverine.
Wolverine, we haven't started on the level 52 quite yet. Still pretty early. We're currently looking at
tons of feedback. So much good feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of threads that have some really good ideas. We want to incorporate as much as we can. I think that one of the first things that we just have to get with Wolverine is just several new powers that are kind of freshen up his kit, because he's obviously one of the launch characters. He's been around
for a very long time.
Very long time. He hasn't received a lot of significant changes to his power set or new powers, so we definitely have to just come up with some new flavorful things for him to do with those claws of doom.
The 6 pig stickers is what he would call them.
6 stickers.
But yeah, I'm very excited for that. I've talked to some of the biggest Wolverine guys on the forums, and I'm a big Wolverine fan, and I'm very, very excited for that to come along. And I can't wait to see what we do with that guy. There's so many abilities people ask for all the time. Like, of course,
Marvel vs. Capcom inspired many
requests for that with the Berserker Barrage, of course. Which obviously we like to pay homage to not only comics but other forms of media. So I think it's totally cool that we do that with some of our powers and our designs. And but yeah, so there's a lot of great feedback out there. If you're a Wolverine player, make sure to post on the forums, because we are super looking at your feedback right now and designing something awesome. So I'm very excited for him. He's like my most requested bug Doomsaw every day. When are we gonna do Wolverine?
And he just got that great new costume, the outfit itself. So.
It's not out quite yet.
Not out quite.
It's only out for Advanced Pack Deluxe purchasers.
Right.
And so we got the fear itself, the Molten Spiky of Doom.
Looks
so good.
Fantastic.
So the last thing I would say is this weekend we're doing Play with the Devs. I'll be posting the schedule on the forums pretty soon, and like I said, it has a ton of people. And then we're having 50% Rift, 50% Sif, and 50% XP all weekend until Monday at 6 p.m. So it started last night at 6 p.m. PST, and it's going to Monday 6 p.m. PST. Get on there, get some level up.
I'll be there.
Get some loot. I'm going to be playing with you guys, and then on my personal account, I'm trying to find a slot 5 Moon Knight unique. I'm hunting desperately for the Tripwire Crescent launchers. So thank you very much for joining us. Make sure to follow us if you guys want to see team-ups next week, and also everything we always tease. Next month, obviously, we'll have a stream for Invisible Woman and Black Widow. and whoever else is on the docket. I'm sure we'll have some other crazy stuff to going on.
Yeah, definitely join us for the team up one reveal. I'm really excited about team ups. I think they're going to be a great feature for a game.
Yeah, I think in some ways it's kind of a game changer. Like
It is.
Looking at them, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
This is pretty deep. Like, this is going to get pretty good.
Yep.
So
Everyone's going to want one. Everyone's going to make use of it, and everyone's going to be
in different
happy
ways,
with
too.
their own
In
little
totally
villains.
different ways, yeah. And we're going to keep adding them, and they're going to be amazing. So thank you very much for joining us. I'm Ryan Collins, Realnair. This is Michael Mayhem.
Michael Mayhem.
Mayhem. So thank you very much. Good night. Good luck. Stay classy. Take care.